The pick is in.
With the number 14 pick, the Indianapolis Colts select Tyler Warren, tight end out of Penn State, presented by LinkedIn. Here to break this all down with me is Zach Hicks, one of the hosts over at Locked On Colts. Now, Zach, this pick, a lot of people predicted it before the draft began. It now becomes a reality. Now that it is the reality, how do you feel about it?
I think we're feeling pretty good out here in Colts Nation. I mean, this was the guy most commonly mocked to the Colts all offseason, the player that was kind of pegged to be the perfect combination of best player available and need for the Colts. And yeah, it's just a really good fit in this Colts offense. I mean, he's a versatile player. He can block, he can catch the ball, he can create after the catch. The Colts have not had a receiving threat at tight end in a long time. I think somebody put the stat out there. They haven't had a 500-yard plus tight end since 2018. Tyler Warren over 1,000 yards last year. So I think everyone out here in Indy is pretty pumped about this pick, or at least most people are pretty pumped about this pick for the Colts.
Now, what does he bring to this Colts offense? Some of the strengths that you've seen while breaking him down. How does he fit into what the Colts want to do here with Anthony Richardson moving forward?
Yeah, I think the Colts' biggest issue on offense is the ability to obviously hit the checkdowns, which I know Tyler Warren can't really do too much in that regard. I mean, he can throw the ball a little bit, but he can't throw the ball to himself here. But it's hit the check down and then create after getting that check down. The Colts had an explosive downfield offense last season when they were able to connect with Alec Pierce, and Josh Downs was a good separator over the middle, but they kind of lack that ability to create after the catch and make those extra yards count. You look at Tyler Warren, over 30 missed tackles forced last season after the catch. I think it was 6.6 yards after catch last year as well per reception. A guy who just excels at getting the ball in his hands, becoming that runner with the ball in his hands, running over defenders, using that size to his advantage. And then you also I think he's a really good run blocker as well. He's not this pure inline threat tight end, but he's a pure weapon in the run game. You can line him up as a sniffer tight end. You can put him at fullback. You can put him out wide, and you're going to get a physical threat out there. So you add an enforcer to this offense. You add a guy who can run block, and you also add a guy who can create after the catch for an offense that lacked that ability last year. I just think those traits alone kind of give the Colts what they wanted last year in Brock Bowers. They kind of get it now in Tyler Warren.
There's still more work to be done for the Colts. Obviously, Tyler Warren is a piece to their puzzle, but where else do you think the Colts are looking as the draft moves on?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is certainly offensive line. They need a right guard going forward and on day 2 of the draft. And luckily, they didn't have to move up to get Tyler Warren like some of us were speculating here in Indy that they would have to go up and get him. So they still have both those day 2 picks available. So they can go get one of those guards on day 2, plenty of options that are likely going to be there. And then maybe bolster the defensive front as well. They have just one defensive end under contract past 2025. Their defensive tackles are both going into their age 31 season. They need a little bit more depth on that interior of the defensive line. So I think they can address the trenches here on day 2.
And for continuing coverage of the Indianapolis Colts, subscribe to Locked On Colts wherever you get your podcast. For more on Tyler Warren, let's hear from Locked On Nittany Lions, who spent a lot of time covering Tyler Warren up close.
If you want that elite, all-pro caliber tight end in your offense, you take Penn State's Tyler Warren. My name is Zach Sako, and I'm the host of Locked On Nittany Lions. Tyler Warren is the complete player. He literally can do it all. In Penn State's offense, he was catching passes. He was running the football. He was taking snaps at quarterback. He was making the snaps. He would snap the football at center and go run a route after that, and even scored a touchdown on that play. You can line up Tyler Warren anywhere on the football field, and he will be productive. He can take over games. That is what you are getting in Tyler Warren if you are an NFL franchise. This guy can be the focal point in your offense. He can complement what your system does well. Either way, you are going to get somebody that puts the team first, checks off every single box, and can do it all as a complete tight end. Blocking, catching, anything that you ask him to, Tyler Warren will do it, and he is worth a top 10 pick in this year's NFL draft. For more coverage around Penn State football and other Penn State sports, subscribe to Locked On Nittany Lions on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.